Please don't turn me away. I don't need much, the old man said with a shaky voice, wiping away his tears. The girl from the loan division looked at the old man sadly and said, I'm sorry, but I can't approve your loan. Your age, you must understand that people your age are considered unreliable lendees. Age? I'm not ready to die yet. I'll pay it back. I need to help my wife. Deborah's legs have failed and now she has to use a wheelchair. But the one we have is too old and too heavy for Deborah to move. But there are modern electric ones. They're light and maneuverable. If Deborah had one like that, she could move around without my help. I understand, but unfortunately, I can't help you, she repeated. A man came up to her desk at that moment. He looked about 40, was wearing expensive clothes, and his shoes shined like mirrors. He showily fixed his expensive watch, slightly leaned down and asked, What's the problem? Mr. Edison, this elderly man wants a small loan for a wheelchair for his wife, but he's 80 years old, and I said I couldn't approve it because of his unreliability. You said everything correctly. Sir, giving a loan to someone your age is the same as giving you a gift. I'm sorry, but this is a serious financial institution and we don't give out charity. I think it would be better if you left. Benjamin Edison's voice didn't have a hint of pity or sympathy. Moreover, he went and grabbed the old man by the elbow to make him get up and didn't suspect the old man would resist. But I'm not asking for charity. I want to take out a loan and I will repay it. He continued trying to resist Ben. Again, you should leave, Benjamin said rudely, pushing the old man. That's when the old man stumbled, and if it weren't for William, the bank's guard who came at the right time and caught him, the old man would have fallen. Get him out of here. I don't want to see him in my bank again. Benjamin threw him to William disdainfully. It's not yours. The bank is owned by your wife, Mrs. Edison, William mumbled. I heard that. You should have stayed quiet. As soon as Olivia gives me full control, which she will soon, you'll be the first I fire. I'll just quit first, William said, helping the old man get out. Are you all right? He said to the man and noticed that his old, wrinkled face was soaked in tears. I wanted to buy a wheelchair for my wife Deborah so she could move. They refused, he said, hiccuping. Don't worry. I'll take out a loan so you can get her that wheelchair, Will said suddenly. The old man looked at him with wide eyes. He didn't expect to hear that. Are you sure? He asked. Will, come here, he heard a woman's voice say. It was Olivia, the bank owner. She looked at the old man, smiled, and added, Wait a minute, please. I'll think about what we can do and call you back in. Benjamin ran up at that moment and said, Dear, what are you doing here? I was expecting you tomorrow evening. Why didn't you call? I would have met you. Ben, come into my office. I have a couple of urgent questions, she said very matter-of-factly, without paying any attention to her husband's greeting. William put the old man in a chair and sat next to him. It's great that she's here. She's wonderful, he told the old man, having Olivia in mind. For Will, she wasn't just the owner of the bank where he worked. She was the Olivia that he loved dearly, that loved him, and that he still loved. See, they went to school together and were once in love, but they were too different and went on different paths. She was a banker's daughter, and he was the son of factory workers. She went to study abroad and continued her father's business upon her return. He was a simple worker. He went to the bank one day to her father and asked for a job. Olivia's father knew William as a hardworking man, so he didn't refuse him. That's how Will became a guard. Olivia was 35 when she met Benjamin. Her previous relationships with men didn't work out, and she was worried she'd be alone forever. One day, she left the grocery store and accidentally bumped into something, fell, and dropped her bags. A young man unexpectedly ran up to her to help her up, gather her stuff, and take it to the car. He wasn't particularly handsome, but he was good with words and took care of her. While falling, she hit her knee pretty good, so Ben offered to drive her home. They had a nice chat in the car. Ben was modest, well-mannered, honest, and gentle. Overall, he demonstrated qualities that Olivia appreciated, which is how he won her over. Benjamin was an administrator in a gym where Olivia soon went to exercise. They began to date and then live together. Ben proposed 6 months later, and she said yes. She was no longer alone, and she had her beloved husband now. Of course, Ben quit the gym. Olivia made him manager of her bank. Money affects people differently. It didn't affect Ben well. As soon as he got a taste of his new, rich life, he quickly turned into an arrogant, self-satisfied show-off that was haughty and stuck up. He started treating the housekeeper improperly and was scolded by Olivia for it, and he promised to change. Now, there was a story with the old man. "I just heard I should give you the bank. You want to take it all on in your own hands?" she asked him. "Dear, you said it yourself, that you want to raise the kids on your own. It's time we thought about kids. That's what I meant," Ben said to justify himself. "I just talked with the housekeeper at home. She said some young girl left you this morning. Would you like to explain?" "My God, Olivia, that's who you listen to? She's a cook that can only come up with stories, and God only knows why. She lies about everything." Ben wanted to keep talking, but Olivia stopped him. "That's enough, Ben. I watched the camera footage. We have cameras, remember?" Ben realized there was no more point in lying. "Olivia, I'm so sorry. I don't know what she found on me," Ben fumbled. "Get your stuff and leave my home today. I'll file for the divorce myself. And as you must understand, you no longer work here," Olivia said. It was clear from her appearance it was her final decision. Ben rushed out of the office and loudly slammed the door. Olivia invited William and the old man into the office. "Olivia, don't worry. We figured it out. I'll take out the loan. I should help, but where else can he get money so fast?" William started speaking immediately. "Well, there's no need. I'll help. It's that simple." She looked at the old man, smiled, and said, "Don't worry. Debora will get her new chair." She gave William her card. "Will, go and help this man buy what he needs, then take him home." William knocked on her door a couple hours later. He told her about the old man and his wife and that he hadn't seen such happy people in a long time. "It's all thanks to you. Thank you." He looked at her in a way that made shivers run across her skin. "You know, you just looked at me like you used to when you still loved me," Olivia said. He lowered his eyes and said, "I still love you." She looked at him in surprise and said, "Then why did you let me marry Ben?" "I'm poor, Olivia. I didn't want you to think it was for the money. I have nothing to offer you except love." "And are you so sure I need something else?" Olivia and Ben got married 6 months later. They had twins a year after that. William kept working at the bank as the head guard. He also agreed to be his beloved wife's personal driver and bank director at the same time.